You've reached call in Mockery.
This episode's going to be so good. We're going to have movie talk. We're going to be doing maybe some coffee shop stories.
And a little bit of talk tour.
It actually should be talk to, because if you listen to the clip like I have, I've watched the clip of what she actually said. When anything like this happens, when there's a cultural movement like this, I instantly get online and say, I have to be a part of the conversation. I have to see what this crazy person said. And I went, she's actually saying hawk too.
That's not how I heard it. But speaking of cultural movements, I had two nasty ones today.
Speaking of cultural movements, I had some yogurt that went bad, and it caused...
Yeah, two nasty ones.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. It's Colin Mockery. My friend over here is...
Yeah, it's me, Joey, and my friend over here is...
Yeah, it's me, Landon.
Well, I'm just...
No, it's fine.
I think part of me is getting ready for big year 50. We haven't been able to completely shit on SNL for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm getting excited. I'm seeing who's hosting these 4 consecutive live shows. And I said, I thought they've all been live. Why am I'm reading in an article today.
You sound like Elon Musk. Who's like, I've got a perfect idea to let's figure out if it's actually live, okay?
Okay, then what's he do?
I don't know. I saw a video clip from he and his like 4 little friends that do everything with him were on some stage, some event. They were talking about like him doing SNL, and he's like, I had this idea, so I'm gonna go on stage and I'm gonna show my cock. And all of his little friends are like, oh, yeah, he really did, he said that. And we got on a Zoom, and I told him my idea, and no one laughed. Nobody thought it was funny. And I said, well, that's not the joke. That's not the only joke. So I'll be on stage. I'll say, I'm going to really test this live, and I'm going to pull out my cock. And then I'll pull out a tiny rubber rooster. He's like, but I guess I thought I could just bring all of my ideas to SNL. We wanted to be writers on the show. But I guess that's not how it works. And then you hear other people that are like comedians or anyone who's funny, and they do bring their writers.
Yeah.
And then they, of course, let them do whatever. But just if you're one of the unfunniest people on planet Earth, they don't let you just do that.
No.
And they still make the least funny episode of TV probably ever.
I mean, they still let him be on, which is...
Yeah.
That's enemy number 1.
Yeah.
Is letting him be on.
Well,
but looking forward to...
do you find it funny that... remember the old guy who owned Twitter?
Hold on a second. I'm thinking about everything I remember.
Okay.
I remember the Titans.
Oh. Whew. Alamo?
I remember the Alamo.
Thank God.
I think that's it.
Okay. So you don't remember the guy who used to own Twitter?
Hippie guy?
It's like, I am Jack.
Yeah. Jack Dorfman.
Jack, yes. Dorsey, I believe his name is.
Oh, that's right.
And everyone was like, he's a liberal, and then they did the Twitter files. And they're like, the FBI and the CIA are colluding with the Twitter. But the Twitter files actually just showed that Trump got a tweet, one of Chrissy Teigen's tweets, taken down, and no one else really did. But they're like, see, the government, the liberal government. Jack Dorsey, he's the one, he's a liberal scum controlling our media. And then a guy is outwardly the owner of Twitter and outwardly a complete right-wing scumbag every single day. And they're like, seems fine.
Well, that's what they want.
Yeah. It's just fun. The mental gymnastics that these people have to go through to be like, No, it's actually that's free speech. But what I thought you were doing before was actually bias, media bias, and liberal bias, an ideologue owning a company. That's not good unless it's my guy who's doing it to the degree that I conspiratorially believed the old guy was doing it.
There's no coming back from this. As I always say,
we're done.
Every night when I kneel beside my bed, I say, America, the great failed experiment.
Yeah.
Hollowed, I just go into my little rant.
Hollowed out
and caved in from the inside. Every night I have to do that to remind myself why I get up and fight every day. Why do I get up and I go to work and I make sure that the milkman shows up only when I'm not there? I see my wife's put her phone on Do Not Disturb. I assume it's because she's going to get the fresh milk from the front step. I trust her completely.
Why buy the milk when you can have the cow for free?
Right. And Wagyu beef.
Yeah, it's actually better because it's Japanese.
Which makes me think we've got while the drinks aren't completely Japanese,
no,
some of the crazy artwork on there, I think you could say is inspired by other cultures. Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah.
Some of these creepy sort of things that they put on the cans. That's right. We've got Liquid Death in the house, and because we're approaching fall, they put out some new fall flavors.
Oh my gosh.
Which they were nice enough to send to us. I think the owner of Liquid Death, the CEO, I guess I should say,
Iluma.
He was watching an episode. He said your Liquid Death fridge is looking a little parched, which is a funny way to put it. But if you own a liquid-based company, you've got to have a little bit of sick humor.
And these guys do, because all their flavors are kind of have a funny name. It's a little pun, and it's kind of a fall drink.
Yeah.
So that's what's funny about this. So I have the new flavor. This one's a fall. This is so funny. So I think I know what flavor it's going to be. Let me see if you could guess. It's called Unparleavable.
My friendo, I don't even know if I have to guess. Open that and tell me if you taste the sweet taste of pear.
Oh, yep. Wow, right there. Pow, right in the kisser.
It's such a big can.
Pow, right in the kisser. 19.2 ounces, I think.
And I got one here that says limited edition fall flavor.
Whoa.
And this, oh my gosh.
What's this say?
It's just giving me, it's sort of like when people say it's pumpkin spice season and it gives you all the feels.
Oh my God.
This is making me, I can smell the fall leaves in the air.
Oh my God, what's this say?
And it says convicted melon. Oh my goodness! I can feel the damp moss between my toes as I walk in the graveyard, and there's a low-lying fog.
What?
Hey, get out of here! Sorry.
Let's crack that open and let's see.
Goodness.
Oh, I can. Oh my God, I can smell it
Because of the
It has the aromatics like of a fine wine or some such.
Yeah, that's giving melon.
Oh! One of my favorite fall. Do you think that's probably the best fall fruit?
Like melon?
Yeah, or like a watermelon.
Watermelon, I think, is it's just I'm laughing because I'm thinking about, is it honeydew or is it watermelon? Which is the better fall fruit?
Right.
It's just like it's like having
It's like 1A and 1B.
right. It's like having it's like, oh my goodness, you're gonna make me choose between my kids.
Right. Which of course, the firstborn.
I think because
Always the firstborn.
and I always know. Thank you so much. And I think I know that a lot of people tend to say watermelon is the best fall fruit.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that's attributed to it's in season.
Yeah.
And it's so dry in the fall.
Yeah.
You need sort of like what is going to hydrate me the most.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. So you crack open that beautiful green. The rind is so green and it's almost has stripes of different. Just Which
I call it the leopard fruit or shit.
It is a fruit. Yeah, leopard fruit.
Does the leopards have stripes?
Oh no.
Yeah, so
Zebra.
that's where I screwed up.
Yeah.
Zebra. I called the zebra fruit.
Yeah, me too.
Not to be confused with zebra stripes, which is a gum, and one of the flavors is watermelon, which is my favorite. I think zebra stripes is the best fall gum.
Remember how I told you I had a couple nasty cultural
Yeah.
movements earlier? I was left with some zebra stripes. In the old shorts, if you know what I'm talking about. But here's the thing, Joey.
Yeah.
We can't keep talking about all this stuff
No.
because we got a big episode today. You have some stuff you want to talk about, get off your chest. And what is it?
Well, I think we've got a couple voicemails,
Should we get to the voicemails?
and I think we should maybe do one per episode. What do you think? Because
I
we
think
have
that's
so
a-
many of them.
Delightful idea.
Let's just go to the first one that came through this week. I mean, hey, first come, first serve. I've always said that.
Absolutely, it's the old Mike Donald's way.
What?
Well, I guess it's everyone. The first person to get there gets to place their order first
At yeah,
at McDonald's.
yeah.
Or,
I think that's a lot of places.
yeah.
Arby's, Boyga King. That speaking of SNL, the Boyga King sketch from the 70s. Boyga King.
Now that if they tried to do that again, they'd probably do like Tiger King.
Shut up. So 319 had whip 1
Yup.
or gad whip 1.
Yep.
HADWIP 1. That's the number you call if you have a question for us. Don't be shy.
Please.
Don't be shy. I know we're sort of in this era of a lot of people Gen
Zed.
Z and now probably Gen Alpha. They didn't grow up in a time where you had to make phone calls.
No.
So we're sort of getting this. I'm nervous.
I'm neurodivergent, so I can't
I can't even
dial
think about the phone.
numbers. Yeah.
And then they post a TikTok of me making phone call, and it's them kind of shaking, hitting the buttons, and they're crying. And then it says like crying because I'm happy. You're like, okay. So, but don't be shy because you're just gonna get a voice. We're never gonna answer the phone.
No.
we don't. We are the same as you. We don't want to talk on the phone as much as you.
Oh.
Maybe even less, especially if it's one of you calling us. Excuse me.
Hey, what's up, guys? Brad Richardson. I know you guys are big movie buffs. Just wanted to know, what do you think about that new Brad Pitt, George Clooney movie? Does it look good? Are you guys excited? Looks like they're no longer doing a wide theatrical release. So just curious what you guys think about that, if you think it's going to be a drip, a flip, or a skip.
So, God, I didn't think we'd be doing flip dripper.
Not on this episode, I didn't
Drips,
think. Not so early, but drip flippers.
I didn't think we'd be doing drip, flip, or skip. On this episode.
I didn't either, but
Here we are.
Here we are. Yet again. Huh.
What do you think of that? Brad and George back together. I mean, when's the
think
last time we saw them together?
I think it's interesting that the guy calling, Brad Richardson, left his full name.
And said it. I mean, thank you for calling, but
Of
said
course.
it like we know him.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Brad. Hey guys, it's Brad Richardson.
Yeah. He
First-
didn't even say it. He just said, "Hey guys, Brad Richardson."
Yeah.
Like you did maybe he thinks that's
Hey, what's up, guys? Brad Richardson.
Hey, what's up, guys? Brad Richardson.
or is he saying Brad Richards in? Like
Oh, right.
like in the house.
Yeah.
But-
Or just letting us know who's back and who's not.
Brad Richards
In. Hey guys, Brad Richards in. Just wanted to know your thoughts. Interesting too, though, that Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I clocked that too. I think this guy's trying to walk us off a 2-foot plank in a no good town.
Yeah. If he said his name was Brad Clooney,
Then I would believe him.
Right.
But-
I don't know. I think this movie looks very interesting.
Yes,
It's called like the Wolf House or the Wolf's Den or like Two Wolves or
Yeah, it's like Two Wolves, One Cup.
But I think, I mean, I've been seeing trailers for this movie for, I believe, a year now.
Oh, really?
I just feel like it's been months and months I've been seeing the same, like, you got called to do a hit? And he's like, I got called to do a hit. And it's like, 2 guys, 1 hit. Who's gonna do it better? It's sort of like Rob Schneider is a carrot. Sort of the South Park thing. Anyone remember that? Hey, who out there remembers South Park? Woo! They're still putting episodes out, guys. They're a little different now because they're doing their COVID specials, and they're all specials now.
Everything's a special now.
But they're still
kinda
making them.
so it's not special no more.
If everything's a special, if everything's loud, then nothing is. You know what I mean?
I didn't realize John Watts directed this movie.
Mr. Spidersman. What was the movie he did before he became Mr. Spidersman?
Cop Car.
Yeah, I think he's getting back into the pocket, right? He's getting back to what he truly loves.
Cop
You
Car.
can kind of, within the Marvel machine, and this happens to a lot of us, once they get you on for one movie and it's successful, they get you on for another and then a third, and then you've spent, 3-4 years of your life globe trotting, essentially. You've left your family behind.
Yup.
I have to go to Venice. I have to film with Mr. Hiddleton and Zendaya. And then it's just like, where did all that time go, right?
Yeah.
So I think he loves to be back home in L.A.
I think so, too. I like that for him.
Now, on the flip side, we know George Clooney famously lives in
Venice.
Yeah. So
At the Casino Royale place.
So you're asking him to leave his house to film for you. But I guess it's sort of one of those things
Makes you
where,
sick. Tit for tat.
right. You say, George is like, well, what do I get out of this? And you go, well, it's not necessarily about that. It's that I did 3 Spider-Men out of the country. So, and he goes, so I can come to you. Mm-hmm.
You damn right you can. John Watts, I liked Cop Car. I've liked his Spider-Mans.
I didn't see Cop Car.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'll be checking Wolves out is the movie. It's called Wolves.
Interesting.
George Clooney, Brad Pitt, back together again. I mean, what? Ocean's 11? The Ocean's movies? And what else? They're just friends in real life?
Yeah.
What's
Well,
odd?
they're 2 hot guys, right?
What's odd to me is that there's also another movie. I think all of these movies are on Apple TV Plus or whatever the hell. And then there's another movie on there called The Instigators, which is Matt Damon and another famous friend group, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. No, Casey Affleck. He's like, I can't always do it with Ben. I'm sure Ben shows up, but...
Well, and then you've got Jen Affleck.
Yeah.
And she's sort of set, she's basically related to first cousins with him. So she's probably going to be in there.
I just think there's too many at the same time, and it kind of seems like a similar thing where it's like the Instigators and the Wolves.
Yeah.
And they're like, which one should I pick first?
Don't they just sound like if you were watching a movie about movies and they had some posters at like a theater? It's like, what are some fake movies that would probably be out? Probably a movie called Wolves, starring 2 older film actors. Probably a movie called The Instigators with 2 older film actors. Like stars, The Instigators. Let's look at what the top movies are on Apple TV.
Okay.
Number 1, The Instigators.
Aha!
That's the number 1 movie.
I've heard it's pretty good.
Number 2, 9/11. Inside the President's War Room. Interesting. And this was a 2021 documentary, but we just had...
Yeah, it was a special day.
So maybe people were like, I should
what
celebrate
happened?
by watching.
Yeah.
What was that again?
Yeah.
I said I would never forget, but... Which makes it...
Hey, you forgot about that earlier. Didn't even mention it.
Well, that's never forget. I'm just thinking...
Get him.
Hey, get off me! I'm watching Napoleon, the director's cut.
Yeah.
Then 4 is the family plan.
was too long in the first place.
That's the trailer for it. They said the movie was too long in the first place. Now, even longer. Napoleon.
What's 4?
The Family Plan.
Okay.
Mark Wahlberg. And then number 5, Landon, we said it before. I'll say it again. Fall is here.
Yes.
It's the great
Charlie Brown.
So, and then Greyhound. I think they just have a couple movies and they say, yeah, these are doing great right now.
Meanwhile, they have 10 trillion shows that they've never advertised.
Yeah, and I hear they're all great.
Yep.
I keep hearing about Slow Horses every time I go to work.
Yeah.
Did you watch it yet? No, I forgot about it. I don't really open up Apple TV.
Yeah. I always forget, but then I'm inundated with two people who accidentally opened Apple TV and watched all of them. I'm like, yeah, actually, they're all great. And they have huge budgets. They all look great.
Yeah.
It's not like this Netflix stuff where everything's on a green screen.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, come on. You know what I mean? So I think we answered the question, though.
Yeah, I hope that helps. Whatever the hell you wanted from us.
Brad.
Mr. Brad. Hey, did you watch anything recently?
Sure.
I guess we're talking about movies.
Sure, I've been watching some stuff, but I'd really like to know what you've been watching.
Well, I'd like to know what you've been watching.
No.
Well, okay, we'll do mine because it's worthy of a like and a share. I went to the I got to get it out there. I went to I don't know if that's the song. Beetlejuice. Oh, yeah. The movie is so nice. They waited 36 years and then named it twice.
Banana. I mean, what is this crap? I still haven't watched the first one. It's on my list. I want to watch Beetlejuice. I feel like my time has passed though. It's already out of the zeitgeist. No one really gave a care. But tell us how it was.
But it's still doing boffo box office.
Is
numbers.
it? Oh, well,
yeah.
That's good.
But I'd say, okay, so the
What's
first
the song?
One.
Hey, Mr. Tallyman.
Oh, you're talking about Deo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deo. Bizarre. And that was Landon that did that. Uh-huh. Harry Belafonte. Right here in the flesh, right in front of me. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. I feel like I could touch him, Mr. Harry B. I feel like I could touch a Harry B right in front of me.
Oh, no.
Hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana.
So the first one is...
The first one's good. Now, I'd say Tim Burton, we could say he's pretty... His career has been storied, but very uneven. Wouldn't you say? Even if you don't like him or don't really watch his stuff.
Yes, Your Honor.
You know, what do you know? You know Beetlejuice, you know Mr. Pee-wee, you know Mr. Edward Scissorhands or Benishands. And you know that he drew Jack Skellington.
Yeah.
You know that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, you kind of looked around. I feel like...
I don't know. I don't think he drew Jack Skellington.
Yeah, I think he drew Jack Skellington. Well,
Frankenweenie?
Yeah.
Frankenweenie! Big Eyes. I liked Big Eyes.
Big Eyes, peck leg. I feel like, so Beetlejuice, when I was a kid, it did scare me.
Yeah, it seems freaky as
It was one of the few, I think that, and then the scene from Pee-wee's Big Adventure where she go crazy cuckoo.
Yeah.
As a child, I didn't really understand what I was watching, and the fact that it was in these movies that were supposed to be funny.
Yeah, so...
And then there's a guy with like eyeballs on his fingers and his face is all stretched out.
Yeah. You're like, well, that's not funny. That's terrifying.
Yeah. So... But in later years, I've come to appreciate.
You're like, oh no, it is funny.
Yeah.
And terrifying.
I go, oh, he was actually doing something. But I don't really have much to defend against Mr. Burton. I think he's done. He's one of these guys like Wes Anderson where they did 2 or 3 movies, and you're like, hey, someone sees that they've somehow tapped into something that hasn't happened before.
Something a little special, yeah.
But because of how special it is so it instantly, once the instant people recognize that, it becomes passe. It becomes a cliche. They become a cliche of themselves, right? You go, okay, I know he's going to be doing the weird stuff, and Danny Elfman is going to be there doing the music, and he's going to maybe have Depp.
Ripped as hell.
And it's kind of like he did Wednesday recently, and you go, of course he did. That sounds like that's the most Tim Burton thing you could do, right? And then everyone is excited for Beetlejuice, including Mr. Michael Keaton Douglas.
I had to come back.
I told him I wasn't going to do it if I said if there's more than 17 minutes of old Beetlejuice, I ain't going to do it. So I went and saw it.
Yeah.
Opening night.
Oh my
There was 2 Lydias there, which was very exciting. And then then he walked in. So I thought, oh, this is exciting. There's 2 Lydias here.
What is this?
And then in comes who we really wanted to see. Beetlejuice himself walks into the theater.
Oh.
Walks into the theater in person.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, except
show me your boobs.
He just kind of came in and has crazy big hair and walked in front of me. And I said, I hope for all these people that this movie is at least kind of good. Because there's sort of 2 ways this could go, right?
Yeah,
It doesn't need to be made, or it's fine. It's not going to be...
No.
The thing that made the first one so special, they can only kind of hint at that, replicate,
right?
Make references to the last one, or go, here's some other crazy thing that would happen here. That's some new thing we just thought of based on what people liked on the last one. Beetlejuice did scare someone when he went out to get some popcorn, because he turned the corner to go into and he did look insane, like
of course,
huge hair, and he walks and turns to go into the hallway, and somebody goes, oh, because he just goes into the dark hallway, and she's coming in to see Beetlejuice, and she does.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
So this movie,
I'd hate to be the guy sitting behind Beetlejuice.
that pisses me off.
Yeah,
take the wig off. Okay. It was funny to watch him leave at the end, when it was like, it's not, you'd think like everyone's hyped up and stuff, but then that kind of ends and everyone's like, all right. And so he just kind of gets up and they're talking about it. I was all right. Very strange movie, very frustrating. There's some good ideas in it, but I'm trying to think of other movies that have come out recently that have had this issue. I'd say even to an extent, the new Indiana Jones, but they've got like 3 ideas going, where they're like this, and then this lady shows up, and then Willem Dafoe plays this guy, and none of it like leads to any. It's like, well, if you just cut that out, you could have probably fixed the problems with the main plot.
Yeah,
because they're cutting to like Beetlejuice's ex-wife is back. And then
I didn't even know he was married.
Well, neither did we, so that's fun.
Whoa.
But then you got Wolf Jackson or whatever.
My ex-wife.
Yeah. My ex-wife is back. She's trying to kill me. So you find out he was like a grave robber in the old day. It's one of those where you go, so Beetlejuice was a man? Beetlejuice was a man about 600. He's about 600 years old.
I'll just watch the movie.
Just watch the first one.
Okay. Well, I'll have to see.
Maybe watch both of them. Sure. I'd go see the second one again just because it's like, yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, well, I'm busy, so.
But Michael Keaton, I should say.
Yeah, great.
He should win an Oscar for, like, he shows up and he starts doing it, and you're just like,
He still got it.
He's still, and I don't think I've ever seen him do the voice or anything outside of the character.
Mm-hmm.
Like he won't.
Yeah.
So there's still some separation of like, I've never seen him act that way in anything.
Right.
Outside of this, he's like, hey, come here, little mama. I'm going to give it to you big time. Here you go. All right. And he's just back in it. And I wish the movie was better, but he's great.
Sure.
You've got Winona Ryder doing sort of her thing she does now, her Stranger Things thing.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a very strange plot. There's like 4 plots. Then you've got Little Lydia. We can talk about it more later.
What?
It's just, I can't get into it.
Because Wednesday Addams is in it.
Yeah.
Jenna Ortega.
And so she's sort of doing her thing, you know. That
She's
we know
become
her for.
the sort of...
She is the Winona of our time, right? It's very... I don't want to spoil too much for those that haven't seen it yet.
She wants to play Joan of Arc, but some people think she shouldn't.
Some people think she shouldn't. She can't act. They
She's
say
not French enough.
She's not French enough, and she's one-dimensional.
I didn't even know Joan of Arc was French.
No, it doesn't seem like... just some people are saying stuff like that.
Yeah, it makes you sad.
And also to say, well, she's one-dimensional. She can't do that. Well... I think maybe she's acting the way they want her to act. And
yeah,
maybe
because
you could see if she maybe could act a different way.
I think she probably could.
She's fine in it. It's just the script is so weird.
Sure.
They're real. No, now I'm thinking about it. There are like 5 or 6 different plots where they're trying to fit everything in. You go, well, that would have been a really strong. Let's introduce him this way. Let's have this sort of storyline. It's like, well, this needs to be happening to her. And this needs to be happening to him. And it's all sort of really not related to Beetlejuice because Michael Keaton was so set on like, you don't want to show me more. That's what made the first one special. And it's like, yeah, but you're good. Like we do. That's why people like the movie.
Yeah.
Because you're funny.
But
you don't think 10 more minutes of that would kill you?
To his point, though, I'm seeing all these hot takes of rewatching Beetlejuice. Like, it was my favorite as a kid. I rewatched it to get ready for Beetlejuice. I didn't realize he's barely in the movie.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I mean, I don't care. I've never seen it, but it is funny that like this sort of icon, an iconic character, and he's barely in the movie of his own namesake.
Well, because...
And they crunch the numbers. It is something like he's in 17 minutes of the hour-and-a-half movie or whatever, right?
And that's part of why I think when I was a kid, I was so... like, I appreciate it now just because you're like, it is just a weird movie.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand... Because I'm like, why are they singing the song? Who is... Like, what is a Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
It just is so... strange.
Yeah.
And that's what scared me.
Yeah.
Just it's someone's brain.
And
didn't
everyone
work.
loves it.
But then you bring in different writers for this one.
No.
Like you're just looking at.
No.
It's hard to do. And he was right. He's like, bring back the practical stuff, which is a huge thing that people don't like about Tim Burton stuff. Like all you do is just like green screen, animate whatever weird stuff. Like you do kind of need to have that real stuff happening on screen, which is cool. It all looks cool, but it does sort of feel like they were given a bunch of money to like make people remember the first one.
Hey, I forgot. He also did 2 of the big Batman movies, Tim Burton. That's kind of his most famous, probably.
Well, he did, I think, because of Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice came out the year before, and then he said, "You're my Batman."
Yeah, and everyone was mad.
Yeah.
And then he went on Letterman and he spoiled it. Michael Keaton did.
I gotta watch
You
that.
see that clip?
You ever watch Michael Keaton's old stand-up?
Yeah.
He's funny.
Yeah.
Funny guy.
Funny guy.
Maybe we'll be watching Knox Comes Loose or whatever his new movie is.
Yeah,
Knox
maybe.
Takes a Tumble.
I like Michael Keaton. He's great.
I like him.
I've never seen a movie with him in it that wasn't better for him being in it.
I think he's great. I just wish
make sense?
there was more of him in
Beetlejuice.
because in the original Beetlejuice, you've got the main plot, but it's a little more compelling than what they're filling the time frame with for this one.
Sure. Can I ask a couple questions?
Yeah, of course. I'll do my best to answer.
Thank you. The first movie, how long is it? Runtime?
Probably hour and a half,
How long is this one?
like hour 40,
Okay.
hour
So
40, 44.
they're at least not doing the thing of like, well, now we have to do 2.5 hours.
And I think
because-
that is from him. Like he basically said, I haven't wanted to do
Yeah,
this because it was, he's like, we made up this character and didn't know if it was going to work. And how would it work again?
Yeah.
And he's right.
Yeah.
It is funny to see him again,
Sure.
but it's just weird that when you watch the first one and then you watch the second one and see what it took, the 36 years that it took them to say, okay, this is the script we're going to do. and there's 18 plots that never lead anywhere. I just don't.
Yeah,
I don't understand. There's cool parts to it, but
we would never stand for that, would we?
No.
Another question. Do you not say Beetlejuice 3 times to summon the man?
Yeah.
Did they leave an opening for a third Beetlejuice so that they can call it Beetlejuice?
This is another issue I have with it.
That's what
that they don't. Which I guess you don't need one, but I think Tim Burton even said, "Well, it took 36 years to make this one, so I don't think I'll be alive to make a third one."
But it's such a you have to almost now.
It's a good name instead of Beetlejuice 2 or whatever to go with that.
Uh-huh.
But you're setting yourself up to make a trilogy.
Yeah, now you have to.
But they don't really
Beetlejuice.
I mean, the first one doesn't end needing a second one, and this one certainly doesn't end needing to go back there.
Yeah.
It's just weird to see what it could have been.
These guys, they
watching
could come
it,
up with something.
Watching it, you just go, well, if they maybe did this different, that would have been like, why is that? You've got hundreds of people working on this, and all these people going, is this the one we want to do? Like, is this the script?
I think it is, but then you start shooting and things change, and then you get into the edit and you realize, well, we shot too much of this stuff, so now we have to completely rearrange everything. And then suddenly your movie kind of sucks.
Yeah. It's very weird. It is,
It can happen to anyone.
But
not us.
Tim Burton's happy with it. Michael Keaton's happy with it. Maybe he'll make something cool after this. Because the last movie he did was Dumbo.
Oh,
I mean, I don't got much to say about it, mainly because you've never seen either of them, so it's like I'm talking to like a neon green coffin or something in the corner of the room.
Why would you say that?
Which is just
why would you say that?
I think it's a beautiful.
No. Why would you say that?
I don't know.
That is just bull.
I think sometimes I try to.
Yeah, you try. But it doesn't work. Why would you say that? Neon green coffin in the.
Sometimes I try to be funny and
yeah, keep trying. Jackweed
stuff doesn't. I think of you. I would thank you to not just look at the faults in my comedic timing.
Bring it.
What?
Bring up a freaking lime green coffin in the corner. Yeah, right.
I'd give it a good
right.
6 out of 10 sandworms.
Oh.
I did want the bucket, though. You think those things are food safe?
Everyone's got a bucket
They
now.
had 2 buckets.
Oh.
I think too much buckets. Everyone wants to pretend they care about the planet until every movie under the sun gets a bucket.
Yeah, with a bunch of...
You get a bucket. You get a bucket.
Unusable plastic.
It just sits there. You can't put anything in it.
You had anything else to say? We have to simply wrap this up.
No, I wish people would go see Beetlejuice so I could talk about it more.
Okay. Well, maybe by next week I will have seen it and we can talk about it.
Awesome.
But I really do think you should apologize for bringing up, like, saying something about a green coffin.
Yeah. I do want to apologize. We could just cut that out of the episode.
No.
Landon could edit that out.
No.
But he's right. I think when we are public facing figures, we have to be able to filter ourselves on the go. We sort of have to be a Brita unto ourselves. And the thing I said about the neon green coffin was not funny, nor was it appropriate. It is not like I'm talking to a neon green coffin. I don't even know
where you got that idea.
Yeah. I don't even know what that's supposed to. It's one of these things in my brain where, I was at this.
You're sick.
I was at this thrift store the other day,
Stop doing that.
I was at a thrift store the other day, and they had a very funny sign on one of their bookshelves, and it said, "This bookshelf is big enough to hold all your your freaking trauma." And then underneath, hold on, in parentheses, it said, JK, it's not big enough. Go to therapy. And I was like, okay, we're at one of these thrift stores, right? And it made me think with the coffin, and maybe I should go to therapy.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.